What are you doing?
Oh, I actually just got curious to learn a little bit about how our videos are doing. I've been checking out YouTube Studio lately and just like how many views we have and stuff. You
Well,
have
we
so
won't.
many stats in there.
Well, we only have like 10 viewers. I don't think anything we change in our videos is going to make much difference at this point.
Yeah, I know. Sure. But you never know, like we have like 0 viewers right now, but people start somewhere. We might have a viral video ourselves one day and we'd have our channel explode.
True. Maybe we should be prepared for that. We can ask one of our friends who's already doing videos what they've done to make their channel successful.
Yeah, that's true. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Parley with a Pack. Because what else are you watching? Now, we do this as a hobby, as I just mentioned earlier. We never expect to make any money off of it, or really many viewers, to be honest. What if we or our viewers ever want to come up with a viral YouTube channel of our own? How would we do that? What keeps a channel going in the first place? And in fact, why be a content creator? What are the upsides? What are the downsides? These are the kind of questions that we ask ourselves all the time.
Today is the start of a series of videos where we interview content creators on how they started their channel. Today we're interviewing Rob, the creator of Cinematic Venom, a channel about movie reviews, and Seeking Answers, a channel about aliens, ghosts, and murderers.
Awesome. This is going to be fun. Just you watch.
We're glad to have you here so you can talk a bit about your channel and a bit how you're balanced your YouTube channel and your passion with profit. So I don't I knew about your channel so Cinematic Venom a bit before Alok did, but we just wanted to ask you a few questions about how all this started.
Okay, so do you want to just go into detail like how all of it started, or?
Oh well, so for first of all, how did you come up with the idea?
I ripped it off.
Like everything else.
Yeah, like
kidding.
well, you're not wrong. I did videos about wrestling for a while, and then what year was it? I'd been a fan of the Nostalgia Critic and the Cinema Snob for that must have been 2009. I want to say 2009. I found their videos. I was primarily a fan of Brad first, and I thought, oh, I want to do this. So I think my first review was John Carpenter's Halloween. And I have very short attention span, so I think I did maybe 2 reviews and then called it quits. I was like, I can't be bothered with this. Let's go back to talking about wrestling. And then at some point, I found the Nostalgia Critic and was like hooked. And I watched Doug a lot, I watched Brad a lot. So I still remember the date, October the 11th, 2009. I posted the first ever review of Cinematic Venom, which was absolutely terrible. I didn't really know about like video production. Literally, I think it was a web. Oh no, it wasn't a webcam. I did have a camcorder. No lighting. Wasn't really written properly or structured. I just reviewed High School Musical, and it was really bad because I was just blatantly ripping off Doug for many, many, many years. Yeah, that's how it started. A bad, very bad, very bad ripoff.
Okay.
I'm really selling the channel here, aren't I?
What about Seeking Answers?
I ripped it off. Okay. So, Seeking Answers. I've always been. I've always been fascinated with the paranormal. So when I created Seeking Answers, I did actually believe in ghosts. I was very heavily influenced by BuzzFeed Unsolved, Shane Madej and Ryan Bergara. So me and my friend at the time, well, no, I think my first episode I did was actually the Green Children of Woolpit, and I travelled up to Woolpit to film it. And I quite liked it. This is before I drove, so it was a pain in the ass. But I enjoyed the experience. From there, me and my friend just kind of discussed cases, and it was very obvious that we were trying to be Shane and Ryan. Like, even comments pointed it out. That once I broke that formula, the first episode I did was John Benet Ramsey, which I did like right before Christmas that year because it was the anniversary, and that got a lot of traction, which I didn't expect. Because I think what set me apart was because I was also heavily Rob Galavan. I always get his name wrong. Galavan, I think his name is. He changed his name, but Rob or Gavagan, something like that. Did like taboo subjects, and that kind of got me interested. Interested's the wrong term, but in the serial killer episodes. Serial killer episodes is I don't know. I like psychology, human psychology, finding out what makes people tick. So that kind of got me on that side. I did technically Ted Bundy was the first episode I did, but I didn't release it until after Jeffrey Dahmer. So yeah, it kind of just started from there. And what I think sets me apart is that all the other videos I saw at the time we'll use Ted Bundy as an example. The episodes were quite brief, so they'd be like 15-20 minutes long, and I wanted to go fully in thorough detail about all of it. So my serial killer was like an hour long, and people seem to like when I work on an episode, that case is all I talk about for about a month straight because I kind of obsess over it, and it annoys everyone around me, doesn't it?
Sort of, yeah.
So like the Michael Barrymore episode that dropped recently, all I talked about, and then the annoying thing is during an edit I'll find out more information. So now I've got to go record an extra bit of voiceover, and yeah, it's a pain. But I like being that thorough. I like these cases. The cases interest me. The ghost hunts, obviously, they did occupy the channel early on because they were kind of what was the point of it. It was meant to be just a ghost channel. Over time, I no longer believed in ghosts, but I still like the idea. And then if you've seen them, the most recent ones, I just make fun of the idea, or it's all in good fun. And then in the last one, I kind of shut myself up because we caught evidence that blew my mind and I couldn't explain. So yeah, it started as a rip-off, but like there's been comments that have pointed out criticisms, and I've taken them on board, and I think now I'm happy with the content.
Cool. Okay. What did you like most about Cinematic Venom, and what did you like most about Seeking Answers?
So I've quit CV a few times. And I've actually had people speak, like privately reach out and say, because Seeking Answers has a lot more traction. And I've been told if I focus solely on Seeking Answers, just get rid of CV. Seeking Answers could probably be a lot bigger. If it was my main focus, I put all of my time into making the videos, publicizing it, getting the content out there. It might flourish and become this huge thing. And I have considered it, and a part of me is like, you know what, it probably would be a lot easier. Because on Cinematic Venom, I'm posting 3 videos a week, and I have done that for over a year now. But what I love about CV is that I get to show off, that sounds really arrogant. I get to show my humor. I get to be more myself. Like Seeking Answers, it'll be a bit inappropriate if I'm talking about a serial killer and then I make a joke. So with Cinematic Venom, I can do I like doing Curious Cats, where people send me anonymous questions and sometimes they ask me to react to something, or Curious Cat roasts, where they send in roasts and insult me to thicken my skin. They will be coming back. I can't really do that on Seeking Answers. So Cinematic Venom, my favorite part is I kind of get to show a bit more of myself, and I get to, obviously there's Let's Plays, there's Venom Manor, there's short films essentially, where I get to show my sense of humor. And that's definitely my favorite part of Cinematic Venom. Seeking Answers is probably, I say I get to go places. I'm not like shitting money, but if I were, I'd the places I have been great experiences. So last year, me, my son, and my friend Jimmy went to Scotland for a week, and we filmed 3 episodes. And it was exhausting because I drove there, and it was like a 10-hour, 11-hour drive, and then we climbed a mountain, went on the Loch Ness tour, and tried to find aliens.
Was this the Loch Ness video?
Yeah, so we did the Loch Ness one actually at the Loch Ness.
I remember that. That was cool.
And
Like, it's a log. No, it's Nessie.
Yeah, we filmed a review while we were there, and so yeah, I guess Seeking Answers bit would be the traveling. And if the channel took off and we made a bit more money, then we'd be able to do, like, there's so many places like worldwide I would love to do. I'd love to do a ghost hunt in the Stanley Hotel that inspired The Shining. I think that would be great. I'd love to do the Bermuda Triangle, even though I'm terrified of the water, but I'd do it anyway. If I die, it'll make for great content. Yeah, so yeah, Seeking Answers, best part would be the traveling. I don't know, the research is a massive pain in the ass, I'm not going to lie. And I've had people reach out and offer to help research, but I'm like, I just find it interesting diving into these cases and finding all this information. So I guess that would be the other favorite part.
I was actually just going to ask you about that because there's just so much content you put out there. I remember I was looking at the Jeffrey Dahmer video, and I was kind of overwhelmed by how much you did on that. Because I remember I watched the Netflix series before I watched your video, and I thought, hey, like maybe they took parts of the story, but you, I think, painted a much better picture and a very thorough picture compared to what they did, which is why I was like pretty impressed. Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, not to brag, but my video came out before the Netflix special, and 600,000 views. Yeah, no, I like even I kind of, if I'm honest, I start with like Wikipedia for information, which I know isn't that reliable. That's my starting point. And then I just kind of end up in a rabbit hole of finding information, and then I've got to fact check everything, which is a massive headache. But then once it comes, like the Michael Barrymore episode, I don't know if you guys have seen that, but that was a nightmare to make. But then looking back, it just looks great. It just looks so good. But John Benet Ramsey, there was a part where not a lot of people knew about, and I was quite impressed. I was like, really? Like, I got there's a part where basically the night before she was killed, there was a phone call made to the police from their household, and the police actually went to the house, and everyone was like, I didn't make a call, and nothing else happened. The police went.
Oh my god!
But because of what happened, it's a bit suspicious. And yeah, I got so many comments saying they had no idea. They wanted me to like, where did you find this source? And I was like, shit, because I don't save my sources. I kind of make an episode and move on. Luckily, I found it, and I was like, here you go. It's not me. It was on CNN, so blame them. But yeah, I do try to go in as much detail as possible, especially like 9/11. 9/11 was a nightmare because that episode was supposed to be a 4-parter. I was going to do individual episodes for each plane, and then once I bullet pointed, I was like, well, then they're just going to be short, like 10-minute episodes, really. So I put it all together, but then I realized I was detailing every minute for every plane going back and forth, and then I had to like sync up the timestamp with but it looked great.
Oh yeah, in the end, it always looks good.
Yeah,
but on
no,
paper, it's like, oh, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is a nightmare. I've seen like some of your live streams where you while you're editing and show stuff while you're editing. It's just like, oh, like going back and forth and like seeing some of the process where it's like so focused on it. It's like, chat, what's that?
Yeah, it's there was one, I think it's Alfred Rouse. There was an episode where there was like a burning car, and I think I live streamed while I was editing, trying to get an animated. But basically, I filmed something on location, and I wanted to get a burning car behind me, but it was like a handheld shot, so the camera's quite shaky. And I spent a good like half hour, 45 minutes animating this car and having like I moved the camera quite quickly, but a lamppost is in the way. So then I had to mask the lamppost so that's in front of the car. And then I finally got it. I was like, oh, that looks so good. And then I watched it over and I'm like, it's so obviously like an animated car. It looks crap. So I spent all that time and then just cut it out. So I think I tried something else instead, but it doesn't always work out.
You should maybe consider putting as a blooper or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's so much content that you made, which like people would be interested to know now. But you've all cut it out.
Yeah, that's all gone.
You only see the polished stuff.
Yeah.
Even for us, because we're just starting off our channel, I think maybe even for people who are watching this, they might want to know a little bit what the process looks like. But often what we found is that when we start to make things, we run into the problem where like, oh, we're only going to be recording like 10 minutes and we end up making a video which is like 20, 25 minutes. What?
Yeah. I think my biggest like red flag as a content creator is I very often want to film something because I have the vision in my head and I'm like, I can do that. So I just shoot it and worry about the edit later. I'm just like, oh, I'll fix it in post, it'll be fine. And then I get to the edit and I'm like, I don't actually know how to do this. I give it a go. Most of the time it gets met. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'll just cut this out. It's a bit shit. But most of the time it makes it.
Gotcha. Who knows? There could be something out there, some jewel in the rough that we have yet to see.
Yeah. Or for us, like I guess we can. Well, I don't know if we have bits and pieces of our old stuff, but we can add together. But yes, as we said, one of our videos, we were going to do 3 songs in one video. It turned out to be 4 20-minute videos. I think we even removed one of the songs and we decided not to do it yet. We'll do it later. But yeah, it always turns out like after you edit, it's just like, oh, okay, this isn't going to work anymore. This is like people are going to lose interest.
Yeah.
For a bit of context, this is a video about controversial songs, and we want to figure out what makes some songs controversial, so other ones not so much. But we took a bit too much on our plate, just for amateurs, you know.
So on the flip side, you've talked a bit about like what you love, like what you like about Cinematic Venom and Seeking Answers. What do you dislike most about them, or what do you dislike about them?
That neither of them have 1 million subscribers. Subscribe.
That's the right answer.
Let's
see. Correct, sir.
Cinematic Venom is, I don't know, like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm enjoying at the minute not many people know that Cinematic Venom's back. I'm hoping a video series I've got coming out in July will change that. But at the minute at first I was like, oh, I'm really impatient, wanting the views and the subscribers to come back. At the minute, I'm enjoying the low life because I can't get cancelled at the minute. So I'm having fun being able to essentially say and do what I want until the trolls come back. I get them occasionally. I got one the other day saying, when's the next homophobic Lord of the Rings video coming out? And then I just replied and pointed out that I am bisexual. So I'm half gay. But no, to be fair, that doesn't really bother me anymore. But I know that when a good chunk of people come back, it probably will. So I guess what I don't like about CV would probably, it hasn't happened yet, but probably be that I'm going to sound like such a millennial, but that people get offended so easily. And it's not defending, like, obviously I've got a very, very questionable past, and I regret a lot of it, and I'm not gonna say sorry again because I've done that too many times. But a lot of the shit I've done in the past was wrong. So I'm not saying shit like that, but there's other things where I can just make a dark joke about. I'm trying to think of an example. My mind's going to go blank. I don't know. I can make an innocent gay joke, for instance, and then people will lose their minds because you can't do that. Like if I were to just say, "I'm going to get your channel cancelled," I'm so sorry, guys.
It's already been cancelled once. It's fine.
If I said something like, "Oh, that's so gay," like I'm a '90s kid. It's what we grew up with. That's so gay.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, people need to just chill. It's the internet. There's more important things to worry about, but people get so fucking freaked out by this stuff. So I guess that is it. I'm not a fan of PC culture and cancel. I deserve to be cancelled at least one of those times. Seeking answers that it can't be fully monetized. YouTube ads, I get it. It's just very difficult to turn what I do into a career when I'm talking about death and murder and tragedy, because obviously advertisers aren't going to want their content on that stuff. So that's really the only things. I love both. Yeah, that's about it.
You think do you have a Patreon, or like you think Patreon helps a lot with the channels, or?
So I have Patreon for Seeking Answers. I have some followers, not a lot. Obviously, I appreciate everyone who does. Cinematic Venom doesn't. It used to. I've considered bringing CV's Patreon back, but I think it's too early. I'm not even at 1,000 subscribers. But I did at one point announce that if you pledge to the Seeking Answers Patreon, you will also get CV perks, just to try to give them that incentive. And no one decided to pledge, which is fine. But I am. I don't know. Should I announce it here? I'm considering trying out something where a one-off donation for CV will get a perk. So, like, Patreon's obviously a monthly commitment. Not everyone can pay monthly, which is fair. But I'm gonna possibly try out something where people can do a one-off donation for, say, a movie review request and things like that, and see where that goes. Or like a donation and you can know the upload schedule or something, because I've got everything scheduled up until August because I'm a machine and very humble.
We donate to get more trailers for The Dark Knight stumbles.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight.
I'm kidding.
Oh no one wants any more. I don't know why I'm posting content of that, but in fact next week, let me just double check. Like I said, I don't know my own upload schedule because I'm months in advance, but I think next week is, I'll announce it here. Shit, where is it? Yeah, next week you got a director's cut, which Dark Knight Stumbles is terrible. It's so bad. I can't emphasize how much I hate that fucking film. But at one point I thought, what if I release a director's cut and I can try to do my best to edit together something I might like. Something. And it's a lot shorter. It's still probably bad, but there were times when I was editing it, I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. It's better. It's better. It's still not Shawshank, but it's better. That's all I can say. It's better. I'm trying, guys.
I just got to say that I remember watching the film.
I'm so sorry.
When you had it up.
I'm so
and
sorry.
I remember seeing like you editing God into the film. I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Clearly shows how
edgy.
The scene with me and God at the end when we're in the woods, that was actually originally in like an alleyway. And the thing is, I filmed it, got Sean to film it, I edited it all. I think it was even in one of the trailers. I can't remember, but when I watched it back, I had decided that it wasn't mean enough. So I actually went back, rewrote it, and then hit Sean with a message. I was like, I'm really sorry, but can you put your green screen back up? And then I relocated to the woods because I needed God to be more mean to me. It wasn't evil enough.
Oh gosh.
That's what it means to be working with him. Cool. Kind of a mean god.
Yeah, I told Luke after, because Luke's he plays Adam West. He was a Christian, and I when we were making the sequel, I promised him I won't make fun of God again. Okay, I'm really sorry. I was a very angry 20-year-old, I guess, and I just wanted to take it out on the Lord.
Yeah. I mean, perhaps many of us have been in that place. You're not the only one.
No, yeah, well, I'm a non-practicing Christian. Like, if I don't know if you've heard of the social media core app, but I argue with Christians all day on that like social media thing.
I actually had a subscriber reach out to me recently, and we were like voice noting each other back and forth, and she mentioned Dark Knight Stumbles, and I apologized that she had watched it. And she then said that the only scene she actually liked was the scene with me and God. She actually she said she actually really liked it. And she kind of related to it because I was but essentially being slated for being this selfish, self-centered douchebag. And I was now being held accountable for my actions. And she said she really resonated with it. God ripping me a new one is changing people's lives.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sometimes, like, actually, people when there's controversy, sometimes people like when you like bring humor to that because it's like, yeah, we're not like just serious, like hammering it home to you. It's like we can laugh at stuff and discuss at stuff, and it makes people seem more open.
So you were talking a little bit about the fact that you got negative reviews in the past. Actually, more than just that. Do you feel like you have some advice for people who are just starting up their channel, like in retrospect? Because obviously, the bigger a channel grows, the more content you put out there, the more people are gonna likely take jab at you or something, right?
Honestly, it sounds weird because I do it, but I've done it for a while. So the best advice I could say is don't read the comments. Don't read, like, don't disable them. Just do not read the YouTube comment, because at least if you struggle with anxiety, because I've always found I could have like 200 positive comments and then one negative one, and it's that one that gets in there. Yeah, that's easily the best advice. Maybe show it around to friends and family. Hopefully all your friends aren't yes man. And because I mean, I think that was my problem with the original Lord of the Rings review. No one stepped in to be like, Rob, this is a bit shit, and you're being quite homophobic here. So yeah, obviously haters are always gonna be there, but you got to find the line. Like, so if you take the Lord of the Rings backlash that I got, actually, I can't remember what I was. I think I was just chilling at home, and I got tweeted a link. And I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And I clicked this, and I get linked to this YouTuber called Mauler, who, no disrespect, I'd never heard of Mauler. And him and his friends are reacting to the Lord of the Rings review that I had done like 5 years earlier. And the first thing I hear is someone in the
the
street.
EFAB review?
Yeah, the EFAB, yeah. And one of them says, someone in the comment is saying he's playing his opinion card. Well, his opinion is wrong. So that's all I heard. So I clicked off, and I'm like, well, they're just assholes. And I got like worse criticism then than the change the channel stuff. And some of it, like I say, like EFAP were warranted for doing their stream. But I got a comment saying, "I hope everyone you love gets hit by a bus." Now the thing is, I get comments like that now. I would brush it off, but when you've got like hundreds of thousands of people attacking you, it's going to bother you. And I used to read every comment. And when the change the channel thing happened, and I got a huge boost on my channel, I remember I was at work. I went on my lunch break, and the whole lunch break, an hour, I was just scrolling through comments because there were so many. But I was like love hearting or replying to every single one. When EFAP came along, I physically couldn't. And at first, I tried to filter them out. So if there was a comment that was being constructive, genuinely was, even if they were calling me a dickhead, but there was like a reason. They were saying, you clearly didn't understand this movie because this happens. Like, they're actually giving me feedback. Then I'd reply and try to reason with them. Sometimes they'd call me a prick. But if it's literally, you're gay, there's no point in that comment. You're not helping. So I would delete it. And then those comments became more frequent, not constructive, just telling me they hope my mum dies, shit like that. Oh. So delete, and then pretty soon I'd spend hours deleting all these, and then I'd wake up the next day and there's hundreds more, and I was like, I can't do this. But it never entered my mind that maybe there was a reason for this. So for months, I just thought they were being dickheads because I didn't like Lord of the Rings. I didn't bother to step back and watch the video until like 6 months after the fact. And that's when I did a video where me and my friend sat down and reacted to it. And it was really bad. And I cringed a lot. I laughed a lot. And the whole EFAP thing, it toughened me up because I learned how to laugh at myself. But it was taking constructive criticism and realizing, oh shit, they actually did have a point. And it wasn't EFAP I was mad at. Oh, some of their viewers were pricks. But I have to say, their fans are actually really nice for the most part. Because when I had my slight redemption after that, before I had a tantrum and closed my channel, I was on podcasts and their fans were like saying, they started this whole meme of the redemption arc, and it was really sweet. So yeah, I'd say try not to read the YouTube comments. If someone wants your grandmother to die, don't let that get to you. It's like words. It's just words on the internet. And I don't think, as harsh as it sounds, if you're not prepared for people to tell you to drop dead of AIDS, you shouldn't be making videos on the internet because it's going to happen.
That's like really, really good advice, though, because like people are good, and at the same time, people suck.
Yeah, you can't put something on the internet and then you're shocked when someone says, "Well, this isn't very good." Obviously, they don't make it that polite, but don't read comments. But if people are slagging you off, like I've had, sometimes they do it the wrong way. So seeking answers, I got a lot. If you watch the old episodes, I add emphasis to my voice with extra long pauses between every word, and it's really tedious. And I got so many comments ripping me apart for it. And at first I was like, oh, trolls, pricks, what's wrong with? And then I kind of listened to it over and like, actually they've got a point. They're not being dickheads. They are giving me feedback. So then I changed it. So they're not hating you. They want, most of the time they want you to improve. So just kind of listen to criticism. It doesn't mean they hate you.
Sorry, this was the Seek and Answers, the earlier one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly thought that was done for a reason, because I noticed that you would transition very much in your tone. Obviously, you mentioned like before you were really comedic. You brought everything to the table when you're doing Cinematic Venom, versus really held back when you're doing Seek and Answers. So I thought that as part of that. In fact, I didn't think it was something that was bad, but everybody has their own interpretation.
Yeah. I mean, the only time I really add comedy now to Seeking Answers is the ghost hunts, because I like being a prick. And to be fair, I did the fairies episode. I did a episode where I traveled with my daughter, and I thought that was literally a promise because I took my son to Scotland. So I was like, I'll think of something for us to do, and then I thought it'd be really sweet to us to hunt fairies, and she loved it. To be fair.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. I wish my dad was in. No, fairies and like goblins or something. Leprechauns. I don't know. I gotta say that there's a lot less folklore around places in Canada, so we don't really get that much. Maybe we have like Bigfoot here, but no like big legends per se.
I did Luca Magnotta. He was a Canada story.
Oh, he's not a
not a great Canada story, but
not a good story.
If I wasn't such a chicken and like I happened to be in the area where you're doing a video, Rob, I would love to join you on a ghost hunt. It's just like, yeah.
I don't know if you can tell in the episode, the Abington one, the most recent ghost hunt. Ellie, the blonde girl, she's the one who, in the opening, she walks around a door and I scare her, and she's she's the biggest wimp of the group. I love Ellie to bits, but she's a massive pussy. And she's been in like ghost hunts that never actually got made as well. Like, yeah, she's such a wimp. And literally, she's always like, "Yeah, I'll go on a ghost hunt, yeah." And then every time we get to the location, she's got her best mate Joe, and she like huddles next to him the whole time. That's her. But it's funny because if you watch the old ghost hunt, you see me slowly transition. So the first ghost hunt we did was Ling's Wood, and I believed in ghosts. I was really, really scared. But there's a part where the others are like walking ahead, and I'm like, "But it's dark." And then I think the next one was Boughton Cemetery, which I'm kind of in the middle. A little bit scared, a little bit. I'm trying to be confident, but you can see that I'm just doing that for the camera. Then it was the first Lydia Ratley one, and I think that was the first time I genuinely just didn't believe, but there was no fear really. And then when we got to the second Lydia Ratley one, because I think there was a big gap between the ghost, I just decided to be like Shane from BuzzFeed Unsolved and just take the piss. And the Abington one, I actually thought I'd be a lot more scared than I was, but because when we did our solo investigation, I thought I'd be more scared of being on my own in the dark. But no, I just insulted them, and then we got some of the best evidence I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh. How does that work? Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Maybe one day we'll do a ghost hunt ourselves, Tammy. I remember you did one for your cat.
Oh yeah, like the cinematic Venom Halloween contest. Yeah, that one actually something because yeah, for me, I do believe in ghosts still. And then there was sometimes where it's like, what's that light? Why am I filming? And there's this like orb of light around. And then like at the time, our neighbors had like a cat, and so Uni was in the bedroom with me, and then in the other room, I just hear meow, and it's like, that's not you, Uni. Why do I hear meowing? Why do I hear meowing? And I'm just like, oh my gosh.
I think I still have the video where I react to that because there's a part where I'm just watching your film, and then you walk off, and I'm like, and I pause it. She's wearing a cinematic Venom hoodie. Someone actually bought one. It blew my mind. I'm like, someone bought my merch.
Well, the thing is, I wore it because I knew if like I like didn't like wore it, it'd be conflict of it. But I'm like, I don't think I'm really going to win, so I might as well wear it. And then I didn't even notice that you knew after where I was like in the background, like, wait a second, is that my hoodie? But yeah, that was like the scene in the bathroom where there was a close up of me, and I didn't notice like, yeah, that would be where it was evident of seeing the hoodie in there. But yeah, like I still think my apartment is haunted sometimes.
Wait, so what, Rob? What you're saying is that you didn't like it, but she had the hoodie, so it was all that.
No, I did like it. I didn't expect anyone to actually buy CV merch, so it just kind of blew my mind.
Yeah. No, it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's a nice. Well, I love blue, so it's a nice color, and then in the back, it's the well, the you're jealous thing. I don't know if you can see it
I
fully.
forgot that. I
Yeah.
forgot I put that on the back.
Yeah.
Turn it up a little.
You're jealous, huh?
Oh, I said put your hood up a little. We can't see it properly.
You're jealous.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
No, but yeah, I like because I'm always cold, so I'm like I need a hoodie, and I'll like support one of my channels by buying them.
anyways, where were we? I think another thing I was thinking of in the meantime is the fact that, and Temi and I were talking about this a bit earlier. We were wondering whether when you started off making videos, did you really just stick to a movie reviews, or in the case of Seeking Answers, about mysteries? Did you do this very intentionally, or was that just because the algorithm on YouTube?
So yeah, Seeking Answers obviously started as ghost hunts because that's all I really wanted to do, and then, like I say, me and my friend wanted to cover mysteries. Like the serial killer one, I didn't actually expect because I was trying to justify it. How can you do? Because you're seeking answers, but we already know Ted Bundy was guilty. So how can you justify doing an episode on a serial killer? So then I was twisting it, and I'm like, no, we're seeking answers as to why he did it. And then they're the most successful episodes. So people like serial killers, apparently. I do want to do more ghost hunts. The Seeking Answers audience don't like them, but I don't care. I'm kidding. No, I take into consideration what they like, but I enjoy doing ghost hunts, and I think they're really good. They're really well made, and I don't watch many ghost shows because, if I'm honest, they annoy me. But also,
Naturally.
I like, for instance, I might end up like insulting your favorite shows, but like my ex really loved is it Ghost Adventures with that, I forget his name, Zach, whatever his name is. Not a fan because like when they catch evidence, it looks like he's acting, so I'm gonna say it's all staged. There's a UK show called Most Haunted that was exposed for being fake. There was a show years ago. The team was called Taps, but I think the show was just called Ghost Hunters. I quite liked them because they believed in ghosts, but they weren't quick to jump on this place is. They would tell people to their face, your house isn't haunted. I love Shane and Ryan, who've got their own company now. They were BuzzFeed Unsolved. Now they have their own company called Watcher. They do Ghost Files. I like them because with all these other shows where everyone believes in ghosts, I feel like, whether it's intentional or not, if they all believe in ghosts, they might manipulate evidence. Shane and Ryan, Shane doesn't believe, Ryan does. So there's been times, obviously, Ryan finds evidence. I'm going to be a dick and use air quotes. Ryan finds evidence, and Shane's like, no. There's been times where the comment section's like, oh my God, at 22:12, there's a shadow in the background. And Shane and Ryan are very quick to say, no, that was actually our sound guy. So they're very quick to dismiss it and say, no, that was this. With me doing my own ghost show, I know that nothing's manipulated. I've got full control of it. So in the Abington one, I call out if William Shakespeare is there. And almost on cue, it sounds like a deep male voice says hi, like straight after. I don't know what that is, and I can't, like, being there at the location, none of us heard it. There were only two males there. Didn't sound like either of us. In fact, I might have been the only. I can't remember the situation, but yeah, I like having my own ghost show because no one, someone else could say that I faked it, which is fair enough, but I didn't. Whereas CV, the annoying thing about CV is that I don't want to just do movie reviews, and for a while, my audience wouldn't let me do anything else. So I branched out. I tried to do reactions. No one really watched them. I tried to do Let's Plays, and apparently my audience hate video games. No matter what I've tried, they just won't watch them. But again, it's not that I don't care, it's that I love video games, I love gaming, I love Let's Plays, so I'm going to make them. And if they don't want to watch them, they don't have to watch them. But I like them. So it is quite disheartening sometimes when I try to reach out and do other things and they just flop. Venom Manor, there's a sketch show with all my characters living in one apartment, and a ridiculous scenario all happens every episode. Didn't really take off. Curious Cat was kind of a godsend. That was the first time I really tried something else, and it seemed to click. People liked that, so I kept doing more. So that's one where they let me do something else, which is really weird. Because when the change the channel stuff happened, I got a shitload of views, and I had stopped doing reviews at that point. So I thought, oh, well, I've got all these new viewers. I'll bring reviews back. And I posted a review, and no one watched it. So it seemed now at that point, they didn't want the reviews. They just wanted drama. Because if I did anything else that wasn't about change the channel or channel loss, they didn't care. And then I got yelled at because I kept doing videos about change the channel and channel awesome. Well, don't watch them. And then I wouldn't have carried on. I needed to get paid. I'm joking. A little bit.
That's true.
I wanted to ask, like, actually, also, was there any time in both channels where you just put your foot down, even though the algorithm was saying, like, oh, the viewers want this, and, like, your viewers were saying, like, oh, we want this, you said, no, I'm not doing that, or, yes, I'm going to do this, I don't care what you say, I want to do this because it's going to be, like, a fun idea?
The ghost hunt is a massive one, because at the beginning of last year, I wanted to go weekly with Seeking Answers, but I wasn't sure how, because I was a one-man team. So I gathered together a team. Didn't last very long, but I gathered together a team. And we would do weekly Zoom calls to discuss what cases we were doing, who was working on what. And even they didn't want me to do ghost hunts. I don't get it. Like they criticized the ghost hunts I had already done. I don't care. I'm making them. Shut up. CV. I tell you what, there's we got the summer of Venom coming up, and then, like I said, I do 3 videos a week. So every Thursday, I do a cinematic Venom review of whatever I like. I'm not gonna lie. August, for a while, I forget how many episodes, but I'm reviewing a franchise that I know will do poor with views. I know it will, but I don't care, because whatever I'm reviewing, the franchise is very personal to me. It sounds really gay. Yeah, it sounds gay.
Oh no, there he said it.
But it's very sentimental to me, and I'm gonna, because it's, how many films is it? I'm trying it off the top of my head. I think it's about 6. I think, and maybe 7. But doing that weekly obviously takes up a lot of people's feed and takes a lot of time. Don't care. I'm doing it for me. In the same respect, like there's other, the Summer of Venom was specifically the subject of that is strictly to get views. It's not, but it should. If it doesn't get views, something's wrong. YouTube can eat a dick. Trailer drops May the 6th.
Yeah, we'll add that right below. Yeah, I gotta say that you have so much new content coming up that sometimes people might almost be wondering, like, where you're going ahead with which direction or what. Oftentimes for us, we just think of the first idea that comes to our head, and then we just start like making a YouTube video on it, as opposed to what we were just talking about with having like very well-defined channels we kind of just have like a grab bag of different videos. Like for example, we had like a 3-part series, just on like movie reviews and movie remakes. What makes a remake really good or not good or shit. And it made me realize that I think what we do more of is like an editorial or vlog format versus what you do is a little bit different. I suppose it's more traditional format. So do you feel like one is more successful than the other, or do you have any personal preference?
I don't really have a personal preference, no, but like mine is, I always think ahead. So like literally to the point, I'm planning what I want to do for the summer of Venom 3. I mean, the first one isn't even up yet. I've got an upload sheet of the videos I want to do up until December. It's ridiculous. That's for CV. Seeking Answers, I do have like a spreadsheet of episodes I want to do, but because I work in advance, to be fair. So yeah, I do. It's not really the thing is, think I've actually produced more content since coming back last February than I did in the years prior, because like I ran out of CV reviews by maybe January, and I'm still doing 3 videos a week. The re-uploads helped, obviously, but working in advance, it's not even stressing me out. When I was doing CV before, I was staying up to like 2 in the morning editing, and then I had to get up in the morning, and I was working myself to death. So I met deadlines. I was like, oh, I've got to get this finished by this week. Now it's easy because I'm 4 months in advance. And I've kind of styled them so if something happens, like last year, I've forgotten his name, Ray Liotta, sadly passed away. So in that instance, I basically jumbled some reviews around. So Goodfellas dropped that week in memoriam. So things like that sometimes happen. I plan on reviewing 2 films that came out this year once they're available on DVD. One of them is nearly out on DVD. That's a slight spoiler.
Oh, I have to guess now.
I was tempted to. Do I say? Yeah, I was tempted to review Mario. I'm not sure if I will. I don't know.
Do it. Do it.
The thing with
I'm
Mario,
thinking
by
for
the way, this isn't a spoiler if anyone else has seen it, but with Mario, like I didn't even. I went in completely blind, by the way, so I knew Chris Pratt was in it, but other than that, and I did not recognize Jack Black's voice until he started singing. So it's Jack Black.
Okay. Like even for me, I didn't know, like, because I knew Jack Black was doing it, but I was like, in the trailers, it's like it doesn't sound like him. Like, and in the very beginning of the movie, like when he's doing like kind of that growl and ferociously, it's like that doesn't sound like Jack Black. And then when he started talking like a bit normally, that's like, oh yeah, that's Jack Black.
I'm watching it on Wednesday. Don't spoil. I'm kidding. You can do whatever you want.
It's shit.
I think. Well, anyways, I've heard like one person who liked it. I hear you don't like it. I liked it, and my boyfriend liked it. So it's like I don't know if you're the minority right now, Rob. But it's like, yeah,
I'd like to
Loki.
clarify, like, I don't like the Sonic films. I don't like hate the Sonic films, but they're so generic. Like, I just see them as it's just another live action guy with an animated sidekick, just like Detective Pikachu, just like Ted. Like, it doesn't have a unique identity. It's just there. I love Jim Carrey. He's my favorite actor, and he's amazing in both films. But I think he was a very bad choice for Robotnik, Eggman. I don't see. At no point in those films do I buy for a single second that he's the smartest man in the world who can kill someone. And with Mario, to be fair, again, I don't think it's like the worst thing ever. This is going to sound really petty, but it's the reception it's got that annoys me, not just the film. The film is, again, really generic. I'm trying to choose my words carefully without spoilers. Bowser, I think what they do with Bowser ruins the character. It makes me laugh a couple times. It does get a couple of laughs.
You can just edit this part out if you want. You can go ahead and say whatever.
Yeah.
Nah, it's all good. Yeah, that's about it. It's not like awful. I just think it's really, really bland. And the only video game movie I liked, like, is in, oh, this is pretty good, is Detective Pikachu. And even that, I didn't think was great. I just think it was a decent film, and I see it more as a Pokemon movie rather than a video game adaptation.
But I think also in like the Japanese movie they made of the Mario Brothers, so the Japanese version, that was kind of the storyline. I think it was in the comic books, like Bowser's personality or what he does. So I think that was in the original Japanese, and since it's Japanese, I'm guessing that's more canon than what they might do Americanized or what they might have like in the video games. Yeah, that was supposed to be, I think, true to the original Bowser based on the Japanese movie for the Mario Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember, to be honest. I do remember for Detective Pikachu that, yeah, it wasn't really related to the games at all. It was totally just a side story.
Yeah.
But they do
I
that
think
sometimes.
one of the arguments they have for Mario, and I forget, it was like the nostalgia critic who was saying like, yeah, some of the critics didn't like the Mario movie because it's not a standalone film. Where it's like a lot of the stuff you need to know the franchise to like really get it and enjoy it. I don't know if Sonic like that, like yeah, you could probably interchange stuff. In the first one at least, you could probably interchange stuff and like have it be okay. The second one, maybe more, was less of a standalone. You had to know the stuff for the Sonic 2 film.
Yeah.
I think the original Sonic, you really just needed to know his background, how he escaped, Shadow's story.
I know I shouldn't question logic, but it really annoyed me in Sonic that they kept changing the rules. And I sat there and I'm like, why am I analyzing the logic in a superhuman hedgehog? Because there's a part where he like, is it Chris Pine? He says something, and Sonic basically rushes off to the ocean and then comes back covered in seaweed in like 2 seconds flat. But then later on, Sonic and Tails, I can't remember if this is the first one or the second one, but Sonic and Tails are unable to pickpocket someone. But you've just said that they can reach the. Why can't he just go and grab it from his pocket? This doesn't make sense. This movie about a super fast hedgehog isn't entirely accurate.
Yeah, you got it there.
I hate to be the party pooper, but Sonic isn't very realistic.
I'll give you that. I have to watch that again.
Yeah, me too. But there's so much I have to catch up on.
Yeah. I wonder, like, when are you not watching movies?
I don't actually watch a lot of films. Like people think I do. It's very rare I sit down and watch something and I'm not making notes for a review. Yeah, I mean, new releases. We're thinking of actually getting like a cinema membership to actually go to watch films. Because we just like last year, what 2022 films did I see? Did we go to the cinema last year?
No, I don't think so.
We've been this year to see the cinematic masterpiece Mario. But I mean, to be fair, I hate most of them, and yet I keep going to see them. So I'm probably going to go see Saw X because I'm a glutton for punishment. I do want to see Renfield. I want to see John Wick 4, but I haven't seen the first 3, so I need to binge them. Yeah.
Oh wow.
What else is coming out? Oh, I think it's not in cinemas anymore, but the new Scream. But again, I haven't seen 4, 5. I don't know how many they're on now.
Into the Spider-Verse is coming out, and that I actually put on my calendar. It's like Into the Spider-Verse is coming out. June, I think I'm like I have to see that. I don't care. I'm seeing that in theaters.
Don't forget, we've
Right.
also got the masterpiece Indiana Jones 5.
Hmm.
Because
don't know.
four was so good that we gotta
Mhm.
make another one.
Yeah.
I'm mostly looking forward to kind of independent movies like Renfield, which don't really have a. Does Renfield have a sequel or prequel? I don't think so.
Don't think so.
I think that's like like a new
Standalone.
idea actually, or well, based on vampire lore that's like kind of known, but I think it's a new idea of like doing it from the ghoul's perspective.
Yeah, that'll be cool to watch.
Now I want to try and watch that Tuesday, Cheapy Tuesdays. You have that there in the UK, Cheapy Tuesdays?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm very confused right now.
Cheapy Tuesdays, like so in the theaters, like in Quebec and in Ontario, Tuesday, well, at least the cinemas we're going, Tuesday they lower the price of the ticket. So everyone goes on the Tuesday. So it's like instead of being $10, it's $6.50.
Oh, we should have that. That's not fair.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't. Or at least
Yeah.
one day of the week.
Mhm.
Although, to be fair, speaking of reviews, I do have something coming up in June. So before Summer of Venom. It's relevant to this year, and it's been highly requested against my will, and I gave in. So enjoy my pain. Now, to be fair, half pain, half enjoyment. It's a no, I won't say too much. Just wait. But
Okay.
it's been requested. I didn't want to do it, and then I gave in and I did. So there we go. And then you got the
Yeah,
Summer of Venom. So
for sure. Looking forward to that, and like your reviews where it's like grudgingly someone twisted your arm to it's like, all right, I'll do it.
yeah, there's obviously there's a bunch of reviews I haven't reposted yet. Pink Flamingos being one. Pink Flamingos is still the worst movie I've ever seen. And I've tried desperately to get John Waters, the director, in a video, and I'm not having any luck. I just think it would be so funny to have John Waters like confront me. He's like my arch nemesis, but I'm holding off until I can get a hold of him.
Oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
thought you were gonna say maybe The Room or something. Something that would be easier to get the director in.
I mean, I love The Room. All jokes aside, I actually think The Room should be in the 1001 movies you must see before you die. I think sometimes a movie so bad should be in it. Like Manos, The Hands of Fate should be in it. Well, The Room. I don't know if I'd be able to get Tommy Wiseau. That'd be pretty funny though. But yeah, Pink Flamingos is just makes me give up on life. The trailer for Summer of Venom though is going to be very, very hit and miss because the title won't give away what it is, nor will the thumbnail. So that's why I'm looking for trailer reactions so people can see what it is in the video. But you feel like both positive and negative because it's such a big idea. And I get very, very angry. But I don't know if you guys are on Twitter, but I put out a tweet the other day saying that this year, in fact, let me find the tweet because I want to get this verbatim, and this is completely true. People are trying to guess what it is in their responses. One of these times I'm just going to mess up and accidentally say the name. So I said, this year I'm going to review... This is awkward now because my fiance is in the room, but she's had me say this already. This year I'm going to review one of the greatest movies I have ever seen. A film so good, I picture it when I make love to my fiance. A film so mind-blowingly incredible, it's prescribed as an antidepressant. Just wait. That's in the Summer of Venom.
Cool.
I cannot emphasize how good this
That's all you have to say. Cool.
Yeah, I cannot emphasize how good this movie is. Oh my god.
It's like
It's alright.
it's
No.
Oh.
The one time I want you to be like, oh, this is so good. And you're like, yeah. Oh my God. Oh my
Oh,
God. I think this
Okay.
is genuinely the most enthusiastic you will ever, because this film is in my top 5 ever, maybe top 3.
Cool.
And I don't think I haven't reviewed my top 2. So this would be the highest film I've ever reviewed that I love. It is used to heal the blind. You don't believe me? Just wait.
Hint.
No. Oh wait, I mean,
Never.
technically, it could be. I'll let that linger.
Ooh. You're giving me ideas now. I'm gonna think about what it would be.
Yeah, we're gonna like say.
You come back and listen to this after you find out what it is, and you'll be like, "Oh,
Now it's
Into
piquing
that.
my curiosity. I'm going to be thinking of that now. It's like, what is it? What is it?
so good, so good."
But
Yeah.
based on like the videos that you've had like so far, well, I'm guessing like that hasn't dropped yet. But I mean, not counting this video that you love so much, what would be your favorite videos from both of your channels?
If I want to have a cheap plug, I have another channel for my films where I did a London Marathon documentary. Now that would be my favorite video, but go subscribe to that one. CV. Fuck, that is. All the ones I want to say I haven't actually made yet, or they're not public yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there's a Venom Manor episode which has previously been up, but it's not re-uploaded. But I'm going to count that. It was inspired by. Why do I keep ripping off Doug Walker? Jesus Christ! But Doug, when he brought back the Nostalgia Critic, he did that demo reel episode where he convinced himself, and I'm a big fan of that. I was a big fan of the Nick Cage film adaptation, and basically, I was struggling with making videos, struggling with my personal life, so I kind of wanted to adapt it into a short film with Venom Manor episode. It's the most serious Venom Manor episode, playing my gay character as a straight face. Was very, very weird, but I was really proud of that and impressed with, like, I had to do split screens of 2 of me. I was really happy with that one, to be fair, and I think it comes out. I can't bother to look at the date. It comes out in a few weeks, but it's really happy with that one. Seeking Answers. The ones I always think of is the ghost hunts because I love the pacing. It would maybe Lydia Attlee one, the second one. When I went back with Lindsay, or Kevin Gosden. Well, it's Andrew Gosden, but I interviewed Kevin Gosden in it. That was an interesting one. His son went missing in 2007. He very nicely let me go and interview him. And then it was mad that after we did that episode, I seem to make episodes and then something happens and then they get a boost of views. Because I did Jeffrey Dahmer, years later, they do a Netflix special. I do Andrew Gosden, and 3 months after that episode, 2 men got arrested in suspicion of abducting his son. So it got a bunch of views, and they're still being investigated now. But yeah, I'd probably say that one or Lydia Attlee Part 2.
Okay.
As for
Sounds
reviews,
to me that
Pink Flamingos was funny, just to see me slowly lose my mind, or Satan Tango because it was 7 hours long.
Are you serious?
Okay.
Yeah, I vlogged during that review. So if you watch the review of Satan Tango, which is back up, I vlog the review cuts from me, obviously reading the script, to me originally watching the film, and it is so funny because at the start I'm like, "Hey guys, I'm about to watch this," and then you slowly see me lose the will to live because I'm like 6 hours. I'm 6 hours in, and yeah, people like to see me get pissed off. And in the Summer of Venom, you hear me lose my voice towards the end because I get so angry. But movies shouldn't piss me off.
I'm glad you kept your voice for this at least.
Yeah, that would be awkward, wouldn't it?
Oh my gosh. So it seems to me like you also have like reaction videos as well. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I used to do trailer reactions. I miss a lot of stuff. So there was I used to react to I like rap music, and there was like a rap beef going on at the time, and I reacted to these diss tracks, and then looking back there was so many like lyrics that I completely missed, and I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot, let me just delete that. I don't and then trailer reactions, I miss vital details in the trailer. There was one where I reacted to the Halloween reboot in 2018, the trailer, and I said that it looked awful and it's probably going to be shit. And then months later it came out and I watched it and really enjoyed it. So I was like, well, it's just, I don't know. I personally don't see a point in breaking down a trailer. Like some people review a whole trailer, like, but it's just a trailer. But yeah, I like reacting to things, but not like other reactions where they just sit there and don't. I've seen reaction channels where they just sit there, don't speak, show the video in its entirety, and then they're like, "Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe." You've not done anything. So in mine, I like to cut up the video and at least add context and stuff. I was going to do a video a while about reacting to the change the channel doc for a laugh. I thought it'd get me views, and then I thought it's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, maybe not at this point. Don't want to bring that up again. But no, we've actually done that. And speaking of those channels which do that exactly, where they like just have the whole video, the whole trailer running, and then they just cut, and that's definitely a flag for, I don't know, getting your channel pulled off YouTube.
Yeah.
But when we've done it, I think we've at least only taken like a minute or so, Tammy, when you reacted.
Yeah, like, well, I think that Trevor Noah thing was the longest thing we've had, and yeah, so I think it was max like 2 minutes though, so not long, but then it's like look out. I think as when they don't have like a person reviewing this stuff, like the computer is only as smart as the person programming it. So when they just have like leave the computer to itself, then it's the dumbest stuff ever that they just pick up on. It's like, why? Why do you like just no? It's like no normal person would like pick up on that.
That's YouTube for you.
Oh well.
I do have one last question. Unless, do you have any other, Tammy?
I think like right now it's good, pretty good.
Okay. I'm just wondering, you seem to put so much emphasis on having Venom of the summer or the month or on the shelf, like just condensing all your videos, your schedule time, all in like a short period of time. And I remember you mentioned in one of your, I think it was your documentary on Downfall, where you're talking about, oh, it makes you so stressed. You never thought of just like uploading videos whenever? Because people still watch you. We love you anyways.
Yeah.
I like I like that you thought. Have you ever thought about not doing that?
Like X-Men. Have you ever thought of being normal?
Yeah, to be fair, like my friend was once giving me advice on it, and I think I kind of vented about the frustration, and he was like, "You're doing 31 reviews for not a lot of views," and I'm like, "Yeah, What's your point? The thing is, it's not like at the minute I'm juggling everything absolutely fine. Like because I'm working so far in advance, it's not draining me or dragging me down like it did before. Venom month 1, I think it was 1, nearly killed me. Because Venom on the Shelf 1 rather. Venom month, I think I had more time to prepare, and I wasn't going to do the same for December. I genuinely wasn't. And then it got to like early November or something, and then I decided I could do 31 in a month with a few weeks notice. So I did my best, and then it got to like December 27th, 28th. I don't work for the company anymore, so I can say this. I was running out of time, like to the point, like one video, I think I finished about half an hour before it was due to go up. And then I was running out of time. I didn't have time to get the next one. So I actually called in sick from work so I could do this. And I still didn't do it because the final episode rendered late. It was like the Toy Story trilogy all in one video, so it didn't actually go up until January the 1st. So that nearly fucking killed me. And then I did Venom month 2, Venom on the Shelf 2, all good because I made Venom on the Shelf 12 episodes because I'm lazy. And then we got to Venom month 3, and I was constantly trying to outdo myself. I was trying to make it bigger and better each year. So like Venom month 2, I spent maybe 4 months preparing it. Venom month 3, let's spend 8 months preparing it. And it was really annoying because as soon as I finished Venom month 3, I was like, right, literally November, let's plan Venom month 4. And I knew I wanted it to be bigger and more expensive. I wanted like to be in. I had this idea of me of Percy, my gay character, being put into a saw trap, but he actually enjoys it. I thought it'd be like strapped to a table, and he's like, "Oh yes." And then COVID happened. So it kind of dented all the plans. But then I made the whole episode about COVID. But I spent hundreds on that month because I was trying to get celebrities in it. I got Ernie Hudson in it.
Yeah, no, I saw that. That was like great though.
Yeah, some celebrities said they would do it and then didn't, which is a shame. But it cost me a lot of money, and it was the stress of trying to like make it bigger and better with these storylines, but people weren't following the storylines or they didn't care about the storyline. It's these comments that they're entitled to their opinion, and it's fine now, but it really annoyed me at the time. I got this comment saying, does anyone else just skip the storyline parts? Which is fair enough, but it's like when you've spent a year planning this just for someone to be like, nah, skip. Oh man.
Well, the thing is, oh, sorry, I cut you off.
No, I was just going to say, obviously Venom month 1 didn't have a storyline. Venom month 2's coming up, and they're re-uploads, so a storyline's already in there, but I am filming new stuff to compensate. So there will be new stuff in there, and it will be tied in with episode 100 of the 1001, which will drop the week before, because I'm a madman, and then Venom month 3, and yeah, it's all a ball ache, but I love it, and I could just space them out, which I do throughout the year. I'm just an idiot who thought October, December, that's not enough. Let's do one in the summer. And the summer one is very, very different. And it will be different every year, which is kind of what separates it. Like Venom month is always, trying to choose the wording. Venom month is always horrors and or thrillers. Sometimes I bend the rules. Like me and Pete once reviewed Drop Dead Fred, which is a comedy. Venom on the Shelf, Christmas. Sometimes I'd bend it and I'm like, Disney or family film, that counts. Whereas Summer of Venom is something that can be different every single year. Won't always be a full month, but this year is actually something that has also been pestered for me to do for a while. And I finally do it. And if it doesn't get views, I quit.
That's it.
That's a joke. That's a joke. Yeah. I mean it this time.
like, I'm going this time of year. But for me, I'm probably the opposite because, well, one, I do not like to watch a review before I watch the movie because then it's like either it's like overhyped and I'm like, oh yeah, and I go and see it and I find I'm going to be disappointed, or it's like people are saying, it's, oh, it's really bad, and then I go and see it and I really like it. But it's like for me, I like, well, I don't like horror because I don't like being scared, although the stories are very good. So some of your like storylines are like, oh my gosh, I wish I knew that like video so I could like continue the storyline. So did you ever consider like doing a separate just like storyline and breaking up the storyline without the reviews?
Oh, I actually did. So there's a channel called Cinematic Venom Clips,
Mm-hmm.
where it's literally I post out of context clips with like a clickbait title. So there there's a sketch I posted, which the review isn't even out yet. I just thought it was funny. So there's a part I basically just post a sketch, and the title is "Cinematic Venom regrets having kids." That's the title. And the sketch is I walk in the room, flip a light switch, and I'm like, it works. And then I flush the toilet, it works. I grab a pack of condoms, run out the room, and then you just hear me go, fuck, it didn't work. So that's the point of the channel, out of context clips. But I used that channel because it was requested to post Venom month 2, 3, and 4 without the reviews. So it has all of the storylines condensed on there. I think one of them got pulled down for copyright. I think the music. So I'm going to work on getting that back up. But yeah, they are on there, which it was quite fun actually reliving the storyline, because as I edit it, I kind of forget how the storyline pans from episode to episode. But yeah, it'll be fun to, once I'm through with all the re-uploads, I'm having to tweak things because obviously Venom 2, 3, 4 came out in 2018 to 2020. I'll fix that. I've all got a plan. Definitely.
It's all there. It's all
Yeah.
there. And I just gotta say that all these like short reactions videos, which are out of context, are clearly for this Gen Z audience out there right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Have,
One
like,
of them.
short attentions.
Yeah.
I said it there.
I think one of them. Just gonna quickly. I think one of them is literally the title is "Cinematic Venom is transphobic." That's the title, and then I forgot what the actual video is, but I think it's me defending trans. But you know, you gotta get those clicks. Cinematic Venom clips. It doesn't pop up if you search it. I'm having to log in. Oh yeah, there's a clip of me in the shower. Why Cinematic Venom doesn't have any friends. Cinematic Venom gives relationship advice. Cinematic Venom assassination attempt. Cinematic Venom abuses animals. Yeah, all good titles here. Well, no, maybe there wasn't a transphobic one. Maybe that was on my TikTok. Follow me on TikTok.
Where all the stories go.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
we've kind of
yeah.
also started doing that.
Well, we will be having a link. So far we have like the 4 channels. So there's Cinematic Venom, Seeking Answers, your channel where you had the London Marathon. So
Yeah.
that what's the name of that channel?
That's called Berni Films.
Berni Films, and then finally we have the Cinematic Venom clips. So we will have the links to like those 4 channels and the Twitter.
Anyways, we were just about to say thank you so much for having us for so long, Rob. Really appreciate it.
Sorry,
Yeah, I know.
thanks for having me.
It's like, is it like 10:48 there for you? Sorry, you went on longer than expected.
Yeah, I'm in my 30s. This is past my bedtime, man. No, it's all good. It's been fun.
Yeah, it was fun like chatting and joking around with you.
Soon your kids are gonna be putting you to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Yeah. But this is great. Really appreciate all the advice. I think we appreciate it as well as creators, but I think there are going to be people out there who are going to appreciate it as well because they've been thinking of starting their own channels, maybe think they have ideas, people who want to just get feedback on how to get online and perhaps not have as much hate as you've had or you might have.
Yeah, that's good. I'm always here to. People ask me advice, and I don't know because I'm not famous, but I can help. I don't know like how I got the popularity that I did. I know how I lost it. I don't know how I got it in the first place. It's just pure luck. That's the thing. When I started, not many people did YouTube. So if I knew then what I know now, I probably would have had more of a chance. But now, like everyone and their dog makes YouTube videos, so it's very, very. It is down to luck, in my opinion. Obviously, you got to have skill. You got to put some money behind it, but ultimately, it is luck.
Yeah, fair enough. We do it just because we like it. We don't expect to become
Yeah.
millionaires or anything.
Yeah, I don't think I will see a cent from this. But if we do, it's like it's going to be. It's like okay, I gotta do something. If we actually do ended up making money off of this channel, it's like yeah, we gotta do something special.
And honestly, I think it's kind of better in some sense because like it feels a lot more genuine just because like we can get to make videos and things we like. We don't feel any stress. Maybe the way you feel like, Rob.
Yeah, like it is about doing it for the love of it, not if you obsess over like the views, then it will just bring you down because you'll constantly be, especially with YouTube Studio, like it will tell you how your latest upload's doing, and when you see like 10 of 10, so I like scheduling them like most of the time. In fact, all of the time, because I've scheduled them so far in advance, I don't know when a video drops. So I don't get notified for comments or anything. So I'll just be like, oh, it's Tuesday. Which one went up today? I don't know. Like I literally got someone message me the other day saying, did you post a video of me? And he wasn't mad or anything. He was just curious. And I was like, I don't know. Let me have a look. Oh, I did. But yeah, but because I schedule it so far in advance, I don't know what the views are like. So, which is good.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Anyways, don't want to keep it too much longer.
Any last words, Rob?
That sounded like a threat. Like, have you got any last words? No, just thanks for having me. This has been fun. I'm glad I could help. And let me know how the video comes out when you finish editing this in 2042.
Pretty much. That's what it's for them, but you never know.
Yeah. No worries. Thanks for having me, guys.
You're welcome. Thanks for being on and
take care.
You too.
Bye.
Have a good one. Talk soon.
That's all the time we have for today, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with others. If you want to be part of one of our videos for Parley with the Pack, be sure to email us. Link in the description.
Thanks so much. See you next time.
Bye, guys.